Hi everyone, I'm Natasha.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Karina. Welcome to The Best Half. Saving money and planning a budget is a major issue, whether you're single, married, or part of a family. This week, we've brought in two financial planners to show us how to get more bang for the buck.
Americans generally don't save enough. That's a particular problem for women.
The only thing that I would say really is to encourage women to take ownership of their financial lives.
Also, we'll speak with an esthetician who'll show us some spa treatments on a budget.
And if you use a regular milk, just a milk, dipping in you could use a cotton ball or something using on the face.
Coming up next on The Best Half. We are so lucky to be joined by Sophia today, who is a financial advisor with more than 10 years experience. So thank you for being here, and you're going to impart a lot of information to us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
I am no expert when it comes to saving money or financial planning.
Which
so I'm
woman
gonna
is,
learn,
right?
I'm hoping to learn a lot from this show. I do look for ways to save money though, and I'm always looking for tips. Natasha,
You know what I do to save money? I usually try and save by shopping at Costco for wholesale groceries, because as anybody who lives in Manhattan, it's expensive to shop for groceries. A gallon of milk or whatever.
Everything, the prices are going up.
Prices are going up, and I try and make.
I have a question about that. When you buy in bulk, do you find that stuff goes in waste?
It's things like like a Coke can or like things like that, commodities as such. That's what I usually buy. Not things like milk and eggs and stuff. I don't, but certainly things like toilet paper or
Yeah, that you can stock up on, and they're not perishable.
The challenge there is getting it to fit in your 400 square feet apartment.
Well, when you have a big family like me, Sophia, you don't have that problem, but things just go like that. So I feel I live in the supermarket.
Karina, I think in the current economic environment, it's very important to be creative and to maintain a positive attitude. Look at your budget, document all your expenses, and take a look at what you can eliminate and substitute. And sometimes preparing a meal together can be a fun thing for a family and save you money.
Definitely cooking at home.
My husband of that, who loves to go out and eat every night if he could. I don't know if it's because I'm such a bad cook or if he just likes, variety and the spice of life, but I'm always having this issue with him. Can we please stay home? And I'll tell him, tonight, dinner's at home. I've made this, and this, all your favorites, honey.
Get him involved.
And then at 7 o'clock, he says, let's go out for dinner. Why should you work? You've been working all day. You don't need to cook. So it is true. You have to come up with creative ways to
Definitely, cooking at home is a huge thing too.
Yeah.
Or just, buying things with coupons, buying them on sale.
Right.
I'm not very good at it, but friends of mine do that. They always print coupons. They buy, where there's free shipping. They try and use that a lot.
It seems like it's so much effort to do that stuff, though. I'm always looking for easier things to do, like when you pay bills. My husband's a big proponent of this, paying bills online.
Yeah.
And I know you were saying, Natasha, that you're in favor of that too. Sorry, Sophia.
Yes, I find that paying bills online really saves time. And time is such a crucial commodity on the weekend. I sit down 15 minutes before breakfast on a Sunday morning. I get that done, then I can enjoy the rest of the day.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Do you ever think about the future and putting money aside? Because I know now that I have kids, I feel like it's more a priority, and I know things like college funds. I should know more about it, but I'm at the point where I feel like I need to invest. We need to look for alternatives. The stock market has gone south so quickly.
Somebody gave me pretty good advice. They said that you should, whenever you get your check, just put 10% of it away immediately, or even have your employer take out the 10% even before they pay you. And 10% a month will go a long way.
But where do you put it? That's the
in
question.
your savings account, in your IRA. You can contribute. I think you can contribute to your IRA twice a year or once a year.
If you can have it structured, there is usually a maximum amount that you can contribute to an IRA.
Okay.
And but you can divide it up into monthly payments. And to your point, Karina, it is never too early to set up a college savings plan for your children. Right. The sooner the better, because this is a long-term goal. You have time as an ally on your side, and time is really the factor that mitigates the fluctuations of the stock market. Yeah. So you should set that up, and there are advantages because it's tax-deferred growth. Right. And if you set up a 5 to 9 college savings plan, usually the withdrawals, if they are for college education purposes,
right,
come out federal, state, and local tax-free.
You know, with CDs, it's the common man's perception. You know, you have $5,000, you walk into a bank and you say, you know, I want a 6-month CD. And it's very simple, you understand it, it accumulates interest. How is it different than a mutual fund? It seems like such a vague concept.
Right.
Can you explain that?
CDs, I would usually recommend as a short-term investment option, usually up to 3 years, for 2 reasons. CDs accumulate a fixed rate of return. A fixed rate of return that is taxable. So number one, it's taxable, and number two, it's not really keeping pace with inflation, which on average is 3%. So you do the math. If you're paying taxes and you're making around 3%, which is usually what you would be making in this environment, then it's not really worth it.
So what's the better alternative?
A better alternative, again, if it's short-term money, if it's for money less than a 3 to 5 year time frame, and you need to keep it liquid, you need it to have on hand so you can have access to it, then a CD or a money market is a good option, notwithstanding the fact that the rate is fixed and it doesn't keep pace with inflation. But if you have a longer time frame,
And for
I
a
would
longer
recommend
time frame, you're talking
5
to
years
10.
and above, then I would recommend mutual funds. They're a very diversified investment because when you own a mutual fund, you really have stock in I would say a few dozen companies these days. Any mutual fund will have 10, 12, 15 different
But
holdings.
it's almost like you have to take a leap of faith when you do that because, you know, on a daily basis, you look at the stock market and you see it plunging 200 points, going up 100, going
And
down
with a
400.
CD, you know it's going to be 5%
Exactly.
for the 6 months or 1 year.
Exactly.
And with mutual funds, you don't know what it is. And the
Right.
other scary thing that a lot of people have mentioned is that it almost seems like a big investment of time to control your mutual fund, to manage
Not
it.
really. And there were a few questions asked here. I'm going to try and address all of them. Mutual funds are, as I said, a diversified investment. You are basically putting your eggs in very many different baskets because there are a number of holdings, a number of companies. Mutual funds are managed by managers. So there is someone out there always managing the mutual fund so that it stays true to the objectives of the mutual fund, which will then match your risk tolerance and what you want to do with the money, whether it's to be a little conservative and just grow your money at a conservative pace, or whether you want to be aggressive and invest in more aggressive companies and you have a longer time frame. Time is the friend of investing in the stock market. The only factor that really mitigates the volatility of the stock market is time, which is why I recommend you have minimally 5 to 7 years on your side to invest in the stock market, invest in mutual funds.
What if you know nothing about stocks? What if you don't know anything?
Which is why-
How do you pick a mutual fund manager who has your best interest at heart? How do you do that?
Which is why I would recommend going through a financial advisor. And you find a person you have a rapport with and someone that you can trust. And you follow their advice because that's what they do. I mean, I'm a financial advisor and I have a very good, a repertoire, so to speak, of mutual funds that I use. I like their past performance. I like the experience of the managers.
I think you have to feel comfortable with who you go to as well. I mean, even if you go to your local branch of your bank and
Right.
speak to the consultants there, if that's someone who you have a relationship and you feel comfortable dealing with, they all have the same, information at hand. So I think it's important because you're giving your money away over a period of time. and you
Especially
need
for
someone to
women,
trust.
it's like, my money and my men, the
Exactly.
2 M's. don't mess with those.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
have so many more questions about this. Should men and women both be sharing in the bills? All of that sort of thing.
That is, I think it's very personalized. It's a very personal decision to make, and it depends upon the dynamic between the couple. And but the only thing that I would say really is to encourage women to take ownership of their financial lives and to take responsibility for their financial lives and to really be accountable for themselves. As long as that's being done, the rest can fall into place depending upon the relationship between the couple. That's fine. But I think as long as the woman is taking it,
I know a lot of women and men go to the financial advisor together, and that's a good idea too.
It is, absolutely. Well, we're going to have lots more, so stay with us. When we come back, we'll speak with an independent financial planner. You're watching The Best Half.
Hi, I'm Sunita Williams.
Hi, My name is Sunny Williams. I'm part of the expedition crew living and training up here on the International Space Station.
There's Sunny giving us a little acrobatic demonstration.
And you're watching Pandesic.